Hi, my name's Ian McCauley and this is my wife Judy, and we're proud to be part of the promotion for the history of Milton tennis courts.
And football. Here we have a grill with the distinctive Milton logo on it, which it was known as by everybody that played there. And this was on, as you came off the street, off Milton Road, and you entered, it was on the left of the entrance, and it was really used as a barrier to keep people out of the clubhouse when big tournaments were on, and Davis Cup and such.
Keep them out of the bar.
Keep them out of the bar.
Morning, ladies and gentlemen. Here we are on the very first ever Frew Park YouTube, and I'm here with now Mrs. Lila Cameron, previously Miss Lila Duffy. Very good, we got that right that time. And Lila has on the sash from 1970, Queensland Tennis Miss Prestige. And in the late 60s to early 70s, one of the ways that Queensland Tennis promoted tennis was to have Miss contests, and they were very, very common in those days. Now, Lila, just tell us a little bit of story, because there's the current state president's wife actually featured in this, isn't she?
That's correct. I was invited to be a participant in this beauty quest, and it happened on the day I just graduated from Teachers College. I was invited to be in it, and I happily said yes. We all lined up over at Milton, at the old Milton Tennis Courts building, and were put through the rigours of questions and answers, and eventually they called out a number, had won, and I looked at the lady next to me, who ended up being a wonderful woman in tennis, Barbara Laffey, and congratulated her on winning, and she looked at me and said, "No, you're number 4, I'm number 5. And so I ended up with a lovely trip down to Sydney to the Australian Open down there, and I played my part in promoting tennis. I was only a social tennis player. I had the opportunity of going to Wimbledon, but the young lady from Victoria won that, and what a wonderful trip she would have had. But I have remained involved in tennis. I've set up the teaching of tennis in a couple of the schools I've worked at, and I really enjoy social tennis. I'm still a bit of a hit and giggle, but I always tell my students, if you don't play with good players, you don't improve your game. And I'm just really proud to be asked by Peter to be a part of the promotion of all this.
Yeah, no, and thank you, Lila. As we can see behind us, actually, there's the Melbourne Jones Fellow Trophy that Lila has won. And my father was heavily involved in Lions for many years, and he would have given his right arm to actually win one of those, because they've been around for a while, if my memory serves me correctly. But he never did that. He was a life member eventually, but no, he never never rose to the accolade of
Melbourne Jones Fellow.
Yeah, so we're now giving a little plug to not only tennis, but we'll slip in Lions as well, because the purpose of the setting up the YouTube channel is to record down some great history. And I've got another meeting later today, as it happens, to collect a little bit more memorabilia, because it's with Frew Park being developed, and the really extraordinarily generous donation of Steve Bakary of his 9-metre racket, and so things are really moving for tennis in Queensland at the moment. And Lila, just thank you so much for being a part of it.
I'm very happy to donate my sash if it helps promote tennis. Having been an usherette at the 1967 Davis Cup at Milton, that was such a buzz for me to be able to watch those wonderful players. And Peter, what you're doing for tennis and have been doing for Tennis Australia and Tennis Queensland is just remarkable, and I thank you for that.
Well, it's actually because of Nathan's interest in tennis. He got his report card the other day, and his teachers, which actually is the Laffey Tennis Centre, and they gave him a glowing report card. So hopefully this interest sows the seed of something in his future, which is the real reason why I am doing it. And with that, we'll say good afternoon and thank you very much.
You may be interested in the background is a portrait painted of my husband, Don Cameron, former MP of several seats. And I hope you've enjoyed this episode of Frew Park YouTube. And I know that there'll be many more interesting things coming out of all of this, and I'm very proud to be a part of it all. Thank you.
Here's the story of the 1940 tennis trophy.